Hey everybody, hopefully you're having a great Wednesday. I'm Connor Bray.
And I'm Liam Schott. PC3 News is brought to you by Blythe Athletics. So without further ado, let's get right into today's stories. Today in sports news, wrestlers have brawled back on packed bullet train in Japan. With a half-hour match fought in a narrow aisle, DDT Pro Wrestling organized the event, with all 75 seats selling out within a half an hour. According to media outlet Japan News, the fight which pitted Minoru Suzuki against Shinshiro Taiyagi took place on a 180-mile-an-hour bullet train in Tokyo on Monday.
Charles Leclerc anticipates a very different Ferrari F1 car for 2024. He is staying optimistic about addressing the weaknesses of the SF23. Development in Formula One can lead to significant changes from year to year, so fans will be eager to see how Ferrari performs in the next upcoming season.
Unfortunately, in Week 2, 16 of the most popular players have been a victim of the injury bug. This ranges from Odell Beckham Jr. to Joe Burrow. These injuries are from all parts of the body, from a head injury to a calf injury. As we mentioned yesterday, Cleveland Browns running back Nick Chubb got it the worst, with a potential season-ending injury. Hopefully, all of these players can get back to 100% and stay completely healthy for the rest of the season.
Now for the news in the city. In Chicago, starting Wednesday, you can nominate your tree to be Millennium Park's official Christmas tree. The requirements are that the tree must be at least 45 feet tall, must be no more than 50 miles from the loop, and preferably a Norway spruce or fir tree. If you want a chance for your tree to be showcased in downtown Chicago for Christmas, you will have until October 12th to enter.
Happening in the country, the F-38B Lightning II jet was involved in a training flight in Charleston. Just before 2 p.m., one of the pilots parachuted into a backyard residence after ejecting. The ejection is a last-ditch decision, said David Berkey, who served as a commanding officer in the Marine Corps' 1st F-35 Squadron in South Carolina. The decision to abandon the aircraft will be costly because this version of the aircraft is $140 million. For more information, you can go to NBC News.
In today's local news, northbound I-65 in Lake County, Indiana closed as multiple vehicles caught fire. The incident, which happened between 48th and 39th Avenue, led to a total closure of the road. The closure triggered significant traffic disruptions. The status of the potential victims and the cause of the fire is still unknown. Stay tuned for more.
Now, from around the world, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky is scheduled to deliver a speech at the UN Security Council on Wednesday, where he will be a notable encounter with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. In attendance at this meeting, we anticipate the presence of key figures such as Zelensky, Lavrov, and U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Lavrov is slated to address the assembly while Ukraine's leader is expected to introduce Kyiv's proposal peace initiative.
And now for today's episode of Florida Man Follies. For this week's episode, we will be discussing the case of Alan Taylor, a 41-year-old man living in Escambia County, Florida. It was reported on September 20th of last year that he had entered a youth football practice and donned a football helmet, charging at a 9-year-old boy and pushing him back several feet. The boy was taken to the hospital, but thankfully only had minor injuries. Soon after, Taylor was charged with child cruelty and disorderly conduct. He was released on October 7th of the same year on a $30,000 bond. I guess you could say he fumbled with that attack.
Sunday evening, 9 teenagers who decided to escape from a juvenile detention center in Morgantown, Pennsylvania, were later discovered and captured the next morning. The teens, ages 15 to 17, overpowered 2 prison employees. They took their keys as an escape tactic. The escapees were captured after knocking on a homeowner's door early Monday morning. Five of the 9 teens stole a vehicle, and 4 were captured after the pursuit with the police. Shortly after, another teen was captured after running into a field. All 9 were captured and taken to the proper authorities. Well, that wraps it up for today's news. Clocking out, I'm Liam Schott.
And I'm Connor Bray, signing off. Have a great day.